So over the weekend, my middle school students put on a stage play about bullying, and for the most part, they did a great job. Now, a few of them, given that they're middle schoolers, waited until about a week before the show finally went up, before finally getting off book, before finally memorizing their lines. They're standing up there with their script in their hand with 7 days to go. And I told them the entire time, I said, folks, there is going to come a point in time where you're going to realize that this is happening. You will be standing up there in front of people, in front of the school, in front of your parents, in front of the principal, speaking these lines, and there's nowhere to run. So please, for the love of all that's holy, learn your lines, because at that point there's nothing I can do. So this morning, today's Monday, we sat down and we chatted about how the show went over the weekend and the successes and maybe the failures and dare I say the word fail in school these days. But yeah, we're not always going to win every single day, but we cloak them in words like roses, thorns, and buds. A rose obviously being something that went well, thorn being something that went not so well, and bud something that we hope to work on in the future. Maybe something that we learned from this production that we can take forward into future productions or performances. And I told them, I said, folks, if you had actually started working on these lines the second I gave you the script, by the time we reached a week before, you would have been in great shape, amazing shape, because I, as a director, would have had so much more to work with you on. I can't do my job until you do yours. And all I can do until you know your lines, quite frankly, is tell you where to stand and what to say. And quite frankly, the amount of time that you're spending on your lines is going to be exactly the same, except I promise you it's going to be a lot more effective learning lines, retaining information, learning any new information when you're not doing it under pressure. And this can apply to any class. I told my ELA students this morning, 90% of whom did not turn in the assignment that was due today, that had they just done it little by little over the course of the month plus that I gave them to work on the assignment, by the time it got to today, it would be done and they wouldn't have to worry about it. However, as it stands now, as I say, about 90% of them still need more time, and now they're under pressure. Now they're going to stress, because every day that an assignment is late, they're going to lose a few points. So trying to get this through their heads, again, they're middle schoolers, so they know best. But my goodness, what a wonderful world it would be if they could just understand that if they did it little by little, when we got to the end, it would be done. Now keep in mind, I give them plenty of time in class to work on these assignments, as many of you do as well, I'm sure. And take the example of like a Google Slides assignment that they're working on. I put it up on the board. We go through it very slowly, slide by slide. They have computers open in front of them. The assignment is up on all of their computers. Their fingers are near the keyboards. They seem to be moving their fingers, and yet at the end of the day, the work is still not done. So what in the name of heavens to Betsy is going on when they are in class? How come we get to the end of the month and all of a sudden, oh, it's not done yet, or it's mostly done, or it's 75% done? Here's what a student asked me the other day. Is 75% done okay? And I said, well, I have a play opening tomorrow night. Would it be okay if my actor knew 75% of their lines? Probably not. I wish I had an answer. I don't have an answer. But I do know this, I will continue to show up, and I will continue to fight for these kids who seem to take, many of them, very little interest in their own education. One day, they're gonna wake up and they're gonna realize, oh wow, I wasn't doing this for my teacher. I wasn't doing this for my parent. I wasn't doing this for the principal. I was doing this for myself. And at that point of reckoning, they'll either realize, wow, look at how much stronger I've become as a result of doing the work I needed to do to show respect to myself, or wow, how on earth am I only qualified to work as a cashier at Wendy's at midnight? I'm sorry, I don't mean to be cynical, but I worry about where we're heading. I worry that I'm more passionate and I care more and I show more respect to their education than they do. And I understand it's a wonky age, but all we can do as educators, I believe, is express to them day after day after day, especially in middle school and especially in 6th grade when I teach it, because this is the beginning of their secondary educational educational career. And all I can tell them is right here, right now, you are laying a foundation. And is it the kind of foundation that is going to hold the building up, or is it going to crumble into dust because you didn't build with strong enough bricks? Hey, thanks for joining me today. If you got value out of this video, then why not like and subscribe, and you'll be alerted every single time I post a new video. And check out some of the other stuff right here on Classroom Confidential. There's a ton of stuff and more on the way. Until next time, the struggle is real, and I got your back.